Hello, Earthlings, and welcome to Beat Freaks, Episode 3. My name is Niles, in case you forgot.
And my name is Steven, also in case you forgot.
Yes, and today we got a very exciting show. What are we doing, Steven?
Today we're going to talk about Lupe Fiasco's newest album, Drogas Light.
Yes, Lupe Fiasco, the man, the myth, the legend. One of my favorites of all time.
It's high praise.
It is high praise, but I mean, to be fair, I've listened to a lot of Lupe Fiasco. I listened to a lot of The Cool when it came out, a lot of Lasers, even though people didn't like it. But I listened to Lupe a lot in high school. I had one friend who literally would call me Lupe Fiasco whenever we met.
Well, if it means anything, you do not like anything like Lupe Fiasco.
Thank you, Steven.
No
That means. Yeah, so Drogas Light, it is definitely very different than what I was expecting to hear from Lupe. What did you think of the sound of the album?
Well, you know my tastes and how I like stuff that has the mainstream sound to it. And I think when you get into the start of the album, it has that sound where you listen to some of the first songs. I mean, the first song, I think it's called Dopamine Lit.
Yeah. Good intro.
It's really high energy, just kind of like, okay, it's like dance music almost. Mm-hmm. And then you get into like NGL, which is another one that sounds good. You have the $sign background vocals, and I'm like, alright. Yeah. Then we have Promise, which is another one, and I'm like, okay. I'm like excited about it. It's
generally very
And we keep going with that trend, where I hear like the beats and the way it sounds, and I'm like, alright, I can get in, I can vibe to this stuff. And then we just get we keep going, and we hit a point where it gets too much, and we're all of a sudden we're listening to a pop album, and it's like, I don't want to listen to this anymore.
Yeah, the sound of this album was very confusing for me because, he put 5 albums out on Atlantic Records, and maybe during when Lasers came out that he got a lot of backlash and was talking about how the label was pushing him to be more pop.
Well, Lasers was definitely
Lasers was definitely more of a pop sound.
Yeah.
And then he did a couple more other albums that were less poppy, and he got out of his contract. And there've been other scandals. Scandals is an extreme word to use, but there've been other things about altercations between him and his label, and I had assumed getting off of that label, the next album he put out would be the Lupe Fiasco sound. It would be the next evolution in whatever he's trying to push forward, and instead we got a very trappy mainstream.
So to ask you a question,
to
you, is this either not what you expected, does it disappoint you, or is it a step backwards for him?
It's not what I expected, and not necessarily disappointing. I mean, yes, it is disappointing, but I still enjoy it.
Okay.
Here's the thing. It's almost like he was trying to use this sound to get more people to listen to his message, because he's always been someone who has been a highly lyric focused rapper, someone who's very much about the message and promoting good practices and knowledge in the hip-hop community. And he's always been slept on in that regard, mainstream-wise. So it seems like this album is him trying to reach out for that sound on his own terms, I guess.
That makes sense.
Because, it didn't feel forced. It still felt like he was doing his own thing. He was still rapping his ass off the way he normally does, but it was very different and just very surprising.
Now, another point to make is he said last year, he said he was going to release 3 albums. Of course, did he release any? No albums. So, but I think he canceled one of the albums, but there's still another one to come apparently in 2017. Now, this could be an introduction to what you said, to maybe get his name out there more, to get more people to listen, and then he hits you with the hard-hitting album next.
Yeah,
possibility.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I didn't know he canceled an album, but I knew that there are other things in this arc, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I assume that he's not going to stay with this specific sound.
Yeah,
and he's gonna continue to.
So I think he's gonna switch it up.
Because no 2 albums of his sound the same. So I mean, I'm so excited to see what he comes with next, and this is still something I can like bump, but like a lot of it to me felt somewhat uninspired, I guess, in the sense that, like, you know, a good example being Promises, which I know you said you like the hook on.
Yeah, but that's like it. For that
but
song.
Like that song,
it doesn't have a lot in it.
Yeah, it makes it loses me. The energy in it is just it's like he's going for this sound, and he's only like halfway getting there. He's not someone who has crafted this over years of his career. He's someone who is trying it.
It's not a song that I think I expect to hear from Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah,
it's like I expect to hear a song made from someone who's like more known for bringing like strong hooks and strong beats and just kind of like riding that as a successful wave. Yeah, like you mentioned, Lupe is more lyric based, and like, that's not a song I'd expect to hear from. Like,
exactly, and like he does it all right, but he doesn't kill it. There's still some kind of disconnect there. Yeah. And if you were to continue making the sound, maybe it would get better. Who knows? I don't know. So we're talking about specific songs. What were your favorite songs for the album?
My favorite song, I think, easy to say, was "Kill." With
absolutely, me too. So what about that song? What?
I mean, I think Ty Dolla $ign did a great job.
Yes.
He's I think one of his specialties is his hooks and features. That's like his thing. Because his solo albums, they're there, like that aspect, but like his actual rapping's not up to par. So I think if you have him one verse and just a hook, he's great, and that's what he was in this song. And just the beat at it, and then even the ending of that song, you know how like it switches up.
It's like
it's like all just like really upbeat and whatnot, and like that song, just the whole part of that song. I just love the way it sounds.
Yeah. Okay, so that song "Kill" is a perfect example of what I attribute to be the Lupe Fiasco sound, and this is like "Kill" is probably, it's probably going to be one of my favorite Lupe songs. Like I really, really like it because it does feel like an evolution of the stuff that I've heard from him in the past, and all the verses are really strong. Musically, it's fantastic. Like you said, I love how it kind of changed it up into that gospel kind of thing in the last.
I'm not heavy on gospel music, but just it fit right there.
No, but like a little bit of soul ain't bad too.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta have it occasionally, you know.
But I thought that song was definitely the strongest one. It was a little bit long, but I didn't even mind because of how much it had inside it. A big one for me actually was "Jump."
Yeah, I like that song too.
Yeah, that one. To be honest, actually, that one and Tranquilo.
Yeah, Tranquilo is good too.
Like both of those are singles too, so it's always.
Really? I didn't hear any singles. So
like that's.
I went in blind.
It's kind of like what I was saying with the last review. Like when an artist releases a lot of singles before their album, you kind of know that they're going to be the strongest things on the album, and and that's kind of what happened.
You don't want to put out your worst tracks and people aren't getting excited, you know.
Yeah, it's a balance because you don't want to put out your worst tracks and not get excited by the album, but you definitely don't want to you
don't want to give too much.
You don't want to leave the listener with nothing fresh.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I felt happened here. Pick Up the Phone, I did not like at all.
That's where I don't know if it's that one or Law. I forget what Law sounded like, but I think right there it's where it kind of switches to almost a full-out pop album.
Yeah, and honestly, just to get it out there, I didn't hate the kind of poppy stuff. I even a couple of the songs had very big like EDM influence, and I thought that was really cool.
I think was that High, I believe.
I can't remember. I think
that one had the most, because that one like kind of made me feel like it's like one of the ones that sounds like you're almost like an EDM show or something.
Yeah,
electronic show. That's the track that I thought of. What time I went to an electronic show, so I felt like I'd hear that there. You know,
that one time.
You
need to go to some more shows, Steve. Get your boogie on.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So. There's not. I feel a ton to say about this album. Like I think that there definitely is a lot of lyrical content there. I don't think that he like was watered down with that at all. I think that he talks about a lot of great messages, and to be honest, a lot it's hard to talk about them specifically off of only a few listens, because that there is so much to digest. But it just didn't do it for me too well sonically, and that's somewhat of a disappointment. But it's not a bad project. It's something that I think that I'll go back to, definitely, but it's something I can't see myself listening to like too rapidly.
Yeah. I think there's certain tracks where I'll add them to like my, I guess I want to say rotation is the word everyone uses to describe what they listen to. So I'll put them in my rotation. And, just the way they sound, almost for the sound in particular, because like the start of the album, there's a lot of songs that I like and this fits my listening style. And then like the end of the album just fades for me. So, there's definitely some high points in this album. Of course, there's some low points as well, but I think it's a solid project overall.
Overall, solid project. I'm not going to say he's running out of steam, because this album actually feels like he has a new kind of energy to him. So hopefully he just continues, using that energy and putting stuff out, and I'm sure that I'll like more of it than I like this album.
Yeah, like I said, there might be another album this year coming out.
So hopefully.
Well, hopefully there is. And that means hopefully we'll have more Lupe to talk about before this year's over.
Hell yeah. So this has been Beat Freaks episode 3. We'll be back some point in the next few weeks with some new stuff. So
make sure you hit subscribe and look out for that video.
Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for special video we might have cooking up. So yeah. We'll see you then.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, hot in this kitchen. Woo-wee!
Coming to get ya. Thinking like a beast mode coming on the